Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. I asked JB the same question, but he was talking all pregame about your guys' level of belief in yourselves, that you can compete in Milwaukee and Miami and Golden State and all these top teams around the NBA. For you, when did that belief come? Was there a moment throughout the season?
Yeah, I think for me, honestly, it was when I was able to sit back and watch when I had COVID. And I was able to see, really just watch every game start to finish. Just sitting at home with, not much to do, but really just picking apart everything that we were doing. And naturally we had, outside of myself and Lowry, everybody on the team, including Colin, including Ricky, and just seeing how hard we competed, how great our defense was or is, and just how many weapons we have. We've kind of gone against the grain with matching up with teams playing, big style of basketball away from small ball. We're still doing the pace and space, but I think we're taking advantage of teams just playing big. And, I think we all know how good Evan is going to be. He hasn't even scratched the surface. JA is, starting to arrive. And I think, DG is taking that next step. So between those three guys leading us every single night and everybody playing together, I think it's, that was really when I got to sit back and say, okay, we could do something, special here. We could grow something special.
You've seen a lot throughout the course of your NBA career. And obviously this group has a lot of fun together and enjoys being around each other. What is the value of chemistry?
I think it's huge. I mean, I don't think if you look back, just me loving basketball, I mean, it's, the teams that I grew up loving, some of them felt like half of them liked each other, half of them didn't. I mean, like the Shaq and Kobe Laker teams, I mean, they were just incredibly talented and, sometimes they clashed, but at the end of the day, I think the way that they were coached and, what they had there and the savvy veterans, and then just having two of the greatest players of their generation put them over the top naturally. But I think, chemistry and culture, we didn't really force any of that. Regardless how things went last year for us, you could feel it. And we still talked about us celebrating each other and wanting the next guy to do great. And I think that is huge for us. But, if everything goes well and we do make the playoffs, we still have guys that can step up and get us a bucket or step up and get us a stop. Whereas, if we were, a really good team and didn't have somebody that could go and do that for us, we probably wouldn't necessarily have a chance to beat really good teams. And we do have that. And we have guys that have stepped up into, big roles for us and our franchise cornerstones.
At the beginning of the season, you guys were looked at as the feel-good story in the NBA, and then you jumped into playoff contention, and now you have as many wins as any other team in the Eastern Conference. What do you feel like is the ceiling for this team?
It's funny, like JJ asked me on his podcast the same thing. He's like, well, what, or maybe it didn't make it in, I don't know, but he asked me about ceiling for like Evan and comparisons. And then, for us as well, it's like, for me, having been in a situation, maybe not quite like this, every season is different, but I'm like, I almost don't even want to acknowledge it because I just want to bottle what we have right now and keep us super hungry and understand, we're 11 games over 500. We have 30 wins. People didn't expect us to be here. I like that we're hungry. I like that we feel like we're underdogs, and, people have sacrificed, people have stepped up, guys come in every day and work their asses off. Like, I know that we will continue to do that, but it's almost like I would almost rather us fly under the radar and, not talk about ceilings. I mean, I appreciate the question. I understand. I think about it, but I'm like, let's just like continue to just grind and just be us. I mean, I think JB would probably say the same thing, but we certainly do have an expectation of how we go about our business and how we carry ourselves. And, I mentioned before our belief system. We feel that, if we play hard and we stay true to our system, that we can beat anybody.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Ashley, that's not Cleveland.com. Kevin, I think about this time last year when you guys were struggling in third quarters, especially, and it was kind of like Groundhog Day over and over again. But this time, a year later, and you guys are not only pretty good in third quarters, but you get a big lead in the second quarter tonight, and you don't take your foot off the gas.
Sure.
Like I guess, what has the process been like of this group, like learning how to win at this level and play with a big lead like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's acknowledging the problem and communicating through it. That has kind of been our Achilles heel. It almost feels like since I've been here, but we've had times where we come out in third quarters and we're just flat. But I thought tonight we did a great job of making them call the first time out and, just keeping our foot on the gas. There was a couple plays at the end of the first half where we felt like it didn't go our way. Both on the offensive and defensive side, but we still had a little bit of cushion going into the half. But I thought in the third quarter that we were great. We got it to even, a pretty high double-digit lead in the teens, and we're able to keep it there. And then our next unit came in and played at a high level as well. But that is something that we understand. We look at teams like, even Golden State. I mean, they're an unbelievable third quarter team, and there's a reason that they're that good and put teams away early. I mean, they just come out and just, put their foot on your neck and never look back. So we know if we want to be a really good team, we have to set the tone in the second half and put ourselves in a good position to win.
And I know the other night we talked about like the energy feels different when you're hitting some of those threes. I think the same can kind of be said of Jetty at this point. Like the fans seem to go nuts. Like,
yeah.
You both in that second quarter, were you kind of feeding off of each other there a little bit?
For sure. Like BJ knows on the road, Jetty gets on my nerves because he's like a shadow to me. He like never leaves my side. No, but I love Jetty. I mean, he's one of my favorite teammates and one of my better friends in the league. And I think more than anything, just continuing to tell him to be himself. I don't care if you shoot, 0 for 12 or 12 for 12. Like, we need you to be Jetty. When you get hot, you get hot. So just go out there, be yourself, play both sides of the ball. And it's again, he's one of those guys that he's really hard not to like. And, when he's hitting, we all get excited too. So it's not only the whole crowd, it's the bench, the coaching staff, it's everybody.
And then last one really quickly in the second quarter.
He's annoying though. I'll say that. He's I was cutting you off. I did get that in.
Darius and Evan connecting for that when Evan dunked it on Giannis in the second quarter, and might be like the play of his career so far. I mean, what does a play like that do for you guys in game in terms of excitement and energy level, things like that? Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say, that was an incredible play, but like, not to say that it's come to be expected, but like those guys are just so talented. And those three guys that I mentioned, and then you throw in Isaac, you throw in Lowry, who's 7 feet tall. Dean Wade is again stepped up again tonight and played well. It was funny. Ed Davis said he had allowed 2 points at one point. I was like, what does that even mean? He's like, he's playing his ass off. I was like, okay. He had a couple more shots, and it just is a testament to those top guys making exceptional plays and playing great. I know DG went out with, he got hit in the back again. But, everybody stepped up, played the part, and it was amazing. But there's going to be a lot more of those plays coming.
Last 3 quick ones. Kelsey, Jason, and we'll finish up with Marlon also.
Kelsey is the Athletic. Kevin, I asked JB about like what this game, like statement-wise, what this says about you guys. And he said it shows like who you guys are. So from your perspective, I'm going to ask the same thing. What does this game make a statement about who you guys are?
Yeah, I mean, I said after the game that we beat a very good team tonight, and I think that we can be competitive, and if we continue to just be us and work, that we can beat anybody. But now it's getting guys in a mindset of can we do it again? Can we do it night in and night out? And I think if we consistently compete and understand that if to get to where we want to go, we got to do it every single night. And as much as myself or anybody that chooses to keep it on the back burner and not listen, we're going to acknowledge it, but fly under the radar. we're going to start getting everybody's best shot. People are going to start looking at us as if they haven't already, as a very good team in this league. And, that's something that we wanted. We want respect in this league. We want teams to, understand that, we want to bottle this up and make something special here. But, just continuing to beat teams like tonight. I mean, they are the champs for a reason. They have, a three-headed monster. They have guys that play really well off each other. You saw in that first quarter, they had 31 points and there was still 3.5 minutes left in the first, and they can do that. They can get hot. And then they play defense. So again, played a very good team tonight, beat a very good team tonight, but we still got to respond and continue to do it.
Jason,
When you signed the extension, we were talking about could they get back to being a contending team while you were still a contributor in crime? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So from the 30,000 foot view, how surprised you that it's flipped as fast as it has? And was there a point where you were concerned? Was there ever a point you were concerned that you would not be able to play on a contender again? You would not be on a team that was playing high level basketball?
Yeah, of course. No, I definitely thought that, but kind of when JB stepped into his role, and him, I've spoken about it here, that he's an incredible communicator. And we have an unbelievable relationship, and kind of understanding. I mean, I think a big moment for us was not only drafting Darius and trading for JA. Not only drafting Darius, but trading for JA was a huge thing for us. I mean, that can't be overlooked how massive that was for us and is for us now. And then drafting Evan, who's the best player in the draft, without a doubt. He's the rookie of the year. If he continues to play like this and just be himself, that's just who he is. He's, a franchise player. You put him with Darius, and again, our three-headed monster with JA, it's an amazing thing. So I think that sped it up very fast. And I think just us buying in, each and every one of us, to what JB is about and the coaching staff is about, that again flipped it really fast. So it kind of went, I wouldn't say from 0 to 100, but it definitely made it a lot more fluid, into a point where it came a lot faster than maybe anybody really expected. But again, I'm like trying not to acknowledge it. I'm like, let's put it over there, compartmentalize. But I think,
let's go, Jay.
see what I mean? He's so fucking annoying. Oh, you get your 10th rebound and you get to fucking sit up here. Yeah, you tip one to me. I would have. I said a nice thing about you. I'm not you. I said, can you stop following me everywhere?
I lied about you.
Yeah, okay. 35-year.
Last one.
Marla right now, Akron Beacon Journal. Yeah, Kevin, you mentioned last season briefly, but the way you guys, care about each other and don't want to let each other down, do you think that was sort of born at the end, when you're fighting down to the wire and not winning, but that was, sort of cooking then, you know what I mean? Like you're putting together this feeling of camaraderie and fighting for each other then?
Yeah, no, I do think it started last year. And, there was obviously ups and downs for each and every one of us, myself personally, but I think just high character individuals that come to work and I'm sure there's sound bites from last year of us all talking about just, celebrating each other, wanting the next guy to do well. And I think I probably say that every time that we speak, but it's because it's a true feeling. It's what each and every one of us would sit up here and say. So I think just high character individuals that come to work, that play for each other, that, know it could be the next, like Jetty in his ugly jacket, that he, players like that, they're going to step up certain nights and just get hot. So we just kind of ride the hot hand and play extremely hard and go out there and compete. And we like competing together.